It's once again a Super Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Match number 36 and 37 today. The season is going on and on. We're into the 30s now. And it's a cracking of a contest starting with the Eden Gardens is going to host Virat Kohli's Royal Challengers Bangalore, who's going to wear the Go Green jersey today against the Kolkata Knight Riders, who has been rock solid, but not at home, I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen. But second game, it's the Punjab Kings versus Gujarat Titans at the Mullanpur Stadium. That is also going to be a cracking of a contest because Punjab, every single game is going down the wire and losing their composure. I have Orko with me. Orko, two blockbuster games, starting with the one at the Eden Gardens. I know your smile doesn't wait to face the Royal Challengers Bangalore at home.
Well, certainly, many people call it that it's an occasion where we can get two free points easily, but we should not write RCB away because we all know that it's a rivalry and RCB are coming with a lot of losses in the recent times. So, certainly, they would want to get the winning momentum, and what better occasion than this? So, if King Kohli and his boys get going, then things can change very quickly for RCB in this kind of tournament as well.
Absolutely, and we will see that today afternoon. It's an early game, and we will see what happens at 3 o'clock. What the toss says: can the jersey change, the fortune change, define RCB and the performances today afternoon? We will see that. But let's straight away start into the head-to-head between KKR and RCB. So, Orku, is it KKR and RCB or is it Gambhir versus Kohli? I want to know that first of all from you. But 33 games have been played between these two teams. KKR well and truly ahead, 19 is to 14. What do you think about Eden Gardens and their form? Kolkata losing the last game against the Rajasthan Royals, but what does it sum up? Can they produce a good contest today? Can KKR get the 2 points at Eden Gardens?
Well, certainly they can because they have obviously the batting lineup that can chase targets. And if you look at both the bowling lineups, I think KKR is a bit stronger. Of course, they are not coming with a lot of form, but certainly they have the bowling lineup which is a bit better than RCB in terms of defending targets as well. So if the toss doesn't go in our way, then who knows if we get the big three up front like Faf, Kohli, and whoever plays among Green and Jacks, then certainly KKR have a good chance in this particular game.
Okay, that's fair enough. We will see a cracking contest. You're expecting a great game between bat and ball today. We'll see what happens at the Eden Gardens. When it comes to Eden Gardens and its pitch, you know it better than anybody else. Let's straight away move on to the pitch report of the Eden Gardens. Here is the pitch report. 87 matches have been played here. 52 times the team chasing has been victorious. We all know that under the lights in a day game, as the game progresses, batting it becomes easier. The way Kolkata chased down the target against the Lucknow Super Giants with ease, I think that batting second is the right thing. But will toss define the thing for the Royal Challengers Bangalore, especially if they elect to bowl first? That is a good thing only. If they bat first, I think they have to score a minimum of 250.
Certainly so. I think the toss plays a huge role no matter what the game is, even if it's in the daytime or if it's a night game. I think the toss will be a crucial factor. Eden is known to be favoring chasing teams, and we saw that even recently with KKR winning against LSG but sadly losing to Rajasthan. So I think that the toss will be a big factor. Of course, it lessens the bowlers in both innings a little more than it would at the night time because in the second innings it becomes difficult to bowl as compared to what it happens in the second innings of a day game. But I think toss will be a big factor, and certainly 200, 220 doesn't seem enough anymore in this particular track. And
Absolutely.
given the batting firepower they both have, then they have to get to 250.
250, you're saying? Yes, I even think that, especially for the Royal Challenge Bangalore, but also a little bit of fact that the Kolkata Knight Riders and their bowling also is not looking ideal, I must tell you, Orko, because 220 against the Rajasthan Royals, I know Rajasthan is a power pack side, but it's a shame unable to defend it at home. 220 is not a matter of joke.
Absolute shame. I think the bowling needs to be addressed, especially the fast bowler named Mitchell Stark has to be addressed. It's sad that the Indian fast bowlers are doing better than him, and I think somewhere down he will feel that he's underperforming given the stature he possesses, not just the price tag, but the stature that he is Mitchell Stark. Even if he wasn't 24 crore, if you see Stark going bonkers all over, then it's not a good sign for any team, and it should hurt him. And I think the better performances will be coming, or will KKR take tough calls? That only time will tell. So certainly it's a big concern. We almost lost to Sunrisers defending a target.
Yeah.
We also lost to Rajasthan, obviously. So this is not a good sign that at home you are not able to defend a target as big as 200 plus.
Absolutely, and I certainly agree to this, but we will straight away move on to the key inputs the team has learned from the previous game. Starting with the home side, which is the Kolkata Knight Riders, Orko. I think the first point is Shreyas Iyer and Venkatesh Iyer. Both the Ayers form with the bat has been a huge concern, especially captain's strike rate and Venky's finishing roles, whatever roles he's playing, has been a huge concern. Mitchell Stark has an his economy. He bowled well against Lucknow Super Giants and once again conceded more than 12 runs per over against the Rajasthan Royals. And Sher Sharia's captaincy. I want to know a little bit of more about the third point in depth. Is it Sher Shariah the captain or is it Gautam Gambhir the captain for when it comes to KKR during the fielding side?
Well, it certainly looks like Gautam Gambhir is still the captain who is from the dugout leading the troops and making sure Shreyas Iyer does according to him. So obviously he is the one who's leading the entire team for that matter. He may not be on the field, but he's doing that enough. But I think the captaincy still needs to be addressed no matter who it is coming from. And obviously there have been a bit of flaws in the death overs in the previous game that costed us. So that's a bit of a concern that has to be addressed.
Okay, fair enough. But when it comes to the both the Ayers and the form with the bat and a little bit of Mitchell Stark, what's your take on them?
Well, certainly the form of both the Iyers is a concern. I would say the form of Venkatesh Iyer is a concern because somewhere I feel that Shreyas Iyer is playing according to what he has been told to play. I mean, we know that he's a free-flowing player, but maybe Gautam Gambhir has said that you are the senior man, you are the captain, you need to play the role of the anchor who stays for a long time, and people should be the hitters around you. So maybe that's the role he's been assigned, and we never know if he breaks through at some point of time. I think the good big innings will come from him. But Venkatesh Iyer's form is a big concern because obviously I know that he's not getting a fixed batting position, but he has not been able to adapt to it lately as well, and he's not bowling as well. So certainly it's a big concern. And with Nitish Rana's fitness knocking the door, if he is back in, then Venkatesh Iyer's place is obviously a trouble. And Stark
I
is
was
the talk
about
of
to
the
come
town.
and I'm sorry to cut you, but I was about to come. His like-to-like replacement in Nitish Rana, potentially not fit for this game as well, but he's right under the corner. So is he the right replacement for somebody like a Venkatesh Iyer, or is it Raghuvanshi, or is it Ramandeep Singh?
Well, I think Raghuvanshi shouldn't be dropped because among the Indian batters we have, he's been the one who's been most consistent and comfortable against both pace and spin. So it will be harsh to drop him. And I don't think Gautam Gambhir will do that. Even in the past, he has backed youngsters. If you remember, Badoni from Lucknow received backing for a very long time and is doing well of late. So certainly Raghuvanshi will be back. And I think Rana being a left-hander who gives a bit of bowling, Venkatesh Iyer's like-for-like replacement is likely to be Rana. And I don't think Ramandeep being benched because Gambhir does rate him very highly.
Okay, fair enough. And going to Mitchell Stark as an economy, do you think he will be back today's game as well?
He should be because RCB is top heavy, and if he gets at least one of the two, preferably Kohli, then we never know. And Stark has a good record in day games because we saw against Lucknow he got 3 wickets. So what if this is the turnaround that he probably needs against a side as important as RCB?
But similarly, his like overseas replacement is somebody who has a great record against somebody like a Virat Kohli, Dushmanta Chamira.
Absolutely. Chamira may get a look in, but maybe Gambhir will back Stark a little more, maybe for 2, 3 games more. I don't see him getting benched this early because he's a class player. And maybe if he continues in the form that he was in the previous game, I think Gambhir may look at Chamira because he's known for harsh calls and he does like the bowler Chamira is.
But also one more thing, if you bring in somebody like Chamira, you don't have a left-handed options. I think that's when somebody like either of Nitish Rana, Webber, Varona may get dropped to bring in somebody like a Chetan Sakaria.
Could be absolutely, or he can even be an impact sub option as well because Vaibhav Arora has been doing well, so he certainly can't be dropped just yet. Or if they feel that he is dropped and they may use Sakaria as a left armer who can bowl at the death, then it adds more responsibility on Chamira or Stark, whoever plays, and Harshit Rana to open the bowling in the power play.
Yeah, I have noticed that very nicely because the way the power play bowling has been going on, at least from one end, be it Weber, Varun, Harshit Rana, they have been bowling really well. They are able to swing the ball. But one more thing I noticed when it comes to Shreyas Iyer and his captaincy was or his field setting. The last game against probably Chennai Super Kings at Chennai, or the where the catch Ramandeep took a fantabulous catch against Lucknow Super Giants at the Eden Gardens. He was fielding at point. At the same time, against the Rajasthan Royals, Ramandeep was in fine length, and it was Varun Chakravarti was fielding at point. Those things I think a captain needs to look into in a 30-yard circle, especially.
Certainly, I think that will come, and because of the fact that he's quite experienced in the IPL level, and with the kind of backing he receives from Gambhir, he will learn. Obviously, he has to know which fielders should be kept where, because not all fielders are your best fielders. So he has to find a way out as to where he can place the weak links like Narayan, or if Suyash plays, then Suyash, and of course Varun Chakravarti, who obviously are among the worst fielders that we have.
Absolutely. And when it comes to these two games for the Kolkata Knight Riders, two home games again. RCB Punjab, are you fancying yourself 4 points?
Certainly, because we have been a team that has been in the top two for quite a long time. And yes, we have to get at least two out of the next three games, I would say, or if preferably, I would be very happy if they get all three wins in the belt, because up comes the away games, and there are two tough games against teams like Mumbai, then Gujarat, and again one from Lucknow. So you have to consolidate your place for the playoff race just now. And what better occasion than to do it in games like these at home?
100% agreed, and I couldn't agree more than that. It's We are done with the key learnings for the Kolkata Knight Riders. It's time we move on to the Royal Challengers Bangalore and the key learnings. And I just have 1 point in bold for you, Orko. And it is this one. When will this click for the RCB? That is the only problem. The batting is clicking. How big a issue is their bowling this season?
A very big issue, I must say, because they have got a lot of bowlers. I mean, there are teams which don't have that much bench strength, but they are doing better than RCB. But RCB's got they have got a plethora of bowlers because they have Lockie, they use Joseph. Lockie's not been working that well. Topley's not working. They even have Tom Curran sitting in the bench. So how many more options will they explore? And they even have a few Indian fast bowlers like Dayal. They have Vaishak. They took the bold call of dropping Siraj. So certainly they have options, but they're not clicking. And I think a bigger concern for them is the spin department, because they had once upon a
Absolutely.
time a wonderful spin trio like Shabazz, Hasaranga, and Chahal, but now they are nowhere. It's so sad to see people like Jax being their frontline spinner or Dagar being their frontline spinner. So they have to address certain issues. I think it will only be rectified in the auction coming up, but for now they have to at least find a way out through their foreign fast bowlers at least.
But still, they do have a good spinner. They have Karan Sharma, who took Andy Russell for the first ball in the last year. He should be introduced. If not, then when?
Absolutely, the one who is experienced, and leg spinners do well in the Eden, and he's someone who gets wickets. So he has got a good record against KKR as well. So they may fancy their chances to use that person and maybe hope that he gives them the similar performance as he did before.
100%. And these two games, mighty Kolkata Knight Riders on the road, and then once again they face Sunrise Hyderabad at Hyderabad. To nightmare of a
Big
contest for the
concern,
Kolkata
very
Knight
big concern.
for the Royal Challengers Bangalore, I must tell you.
Absolutely. Big nightmares ahead for RCB if they don't sort their bowling just yet. They have got a good batting. Obviously, they are missing Maxwell, but come on, Maxwell's not been doing well either. So Jax has to step up. He has got his opportunity finally, and he has not been that good in the two games that he's played, and he has to step up. Fab's been doing well. Kohli obviously is a run machine, but people around him should be doing well. And with DK getting some form and he being someone who's played in the Den in the past, he's obviously someone who has to do well in all the games coming up if they think of having a chance at the playoffs.
If DK performs in all the games, is he booking a ticket towards USA?
Well, if performance speak, then obviously you can't avoid the fact. But I do believe that we have a lot of keepers, and those keepers have been doing well in the recent T20 series. So if they are not considered, and out of the blue a person doing well in the IPL is considered, then obviously it can be a bit of a concern, and it doesn't set a great example from the BCCI point of view. So I think that they are not going to do that, or we never know. DK may still travel with the team.
It's not necessary to be a wicket keeper because you have Ishan Kishan, you have Pant. If DK makes it through, I'll be very honest with you. If DK has to make it through, unfortunately, Rinku Singh will miss out.
Certainly, because the skill sets that both of them provide is very similar. Obviously, I would rate Rinku a better finisher as of now, but DK's
Absolutely
current
100.
form makes sense. And because he adds keeping as well, I don't think that if Rinku and DK is someone they have to choose from, they will perhaps choose DK.
Okay, you have said your calls. We will see what happens. We're done with the key learnings from the previous game. It's time to move on to the top three players to watch out for. So here are the six players for me: Kolkata Knight Riders and the Royal Challengers Bangalore Orco. Philip Salt, Sunil Narayan, and Andrew Russell for KKR. Virat Kohli, Dinesh Karthik, and Mohammad Siraj. These three has to perform for RCB. What's your take on six players? Anyone else you want to see out of these?
Well, certainly these are the players to watch out for both the teams. Salt, obviously, someone who goes after the bowling in the power play, and with the weakness RCB has up front in their bowling, I think Salt would look to capitalize, and so would Narain, and obviously Russell Narain. They have got great form and great records against RCB as well, so they have to do well, and I expect them to do so. And Kohli again, he's someone who steps up when it matters the most, so he's got a good record against KKR in Eden. I think he scored a
At the
century last year as well.
Eden Garden. Yeah.
So certainly Kohli will be a man to watch out for, and DK again homecoming for him because he's played here in the past, so he's not new to this ground either. And Siraj obviously needs to have a look in if he does play. I think he will, and he has to get wickets up front. Otherwise, RCB will be in a total mess.
Wickets up front in the power play is a must for the Royal Challengers Bangalore, be it Yas Dayal, be it Mohammad Siraj. We will see what happens. Six players have been defined pretty well. Out of these six players, what are the battles we can look out for? Here are the top three battles to watch out for. Here it is, the three battles I have chosen for you. A Sunil Narayan versus a Virat Kohli at the Eden Gardens is a must. Mohammad Siraj versus Phil Salt. I was tempted to give a Tamil Nadu clash between Varun Chakravarti and Dinesh Karthik. But as Dinesh Karthik is a finisher, I went down to a Harshit Rana. Talk us through these three battles out here.
Well, absolutely stellar choices that you made. Narain versus Kohli will obviously be a battle to watch out for. And with Kohli having struggles against spin, they may bring Narain very early, or we never know, they may even play Anukul in this particular game like they did in the first leg. So Narain
Could be.
versus Kohli will be a point to watch out. And Salt versus Siraj, obviously they have had some issues in the past when Salt played for Delhi as well. So Siraj has a score to settle. And obviously DK versus Harshit will also be a wonderful battle at the death. As you said, the Tamil rivalry could happen, but for that DK should come in a bit early because Varun doesn't
Absolutely.
usually bowl at the death, and if he does, then we never know.
If he does, then can the story repeat to what happened to Josh Butler?
Certainly, because it's a batting track, and Varun obviously has been a bit lackluster, so DK can capitalize on that, knowing the bowler and the conditions pretty well.
Okay, you have said your says about the three battles. Out of this one, all these three, you have defined it. Which one are you mostly eager to watch out?
Absolutely, Kohli versus Narayan. That's the kind of battle everyone is looking forward to.
A
To inform
no-brainer.
players, so it's a no-brainer. Absolutely.
Rightly said that. And I know all of you guys will also certainly agree with what Orko has said. We're done with the battles. It's definitely time we move on to the predicted playing 11. Here we go on to the predicted playing 11 for KKR. Unchanged side. I'm still backing Mitchell Stark. I'm still backing Ramandeep Singh. Have your say about this 11, please.
I think this is how it will stay because Nitish Rana doesn't seem fit. Unless he comes, then obviously it will be an automatic change, which maybe Venkatesh Iyer would see rightly because I think they will back Raghuvanshi and Ramandeep. Ramandeep will play the finisher's role and Raghuvanshi's done well. So I think they will be back. And probably if the track favors a bit of spin and knowing Kohli's recent matchup against left arm spin, then maybe they may look at Anukul instead of Vaibhav Arora as the super sub. But that being said, Vaibhav has justified his place. So I think this is what the team will be for the coming game as well.
But you have enough batters in your playing 11. I must tell you, the last few games I've witnessed batting of Ramandeep Singh hasn't come at all. Why not fancying yourself to drop somebody like a Venkatesh Iyer and play an Anukul Roy?
Well, that's a very fair point because Anukul can provide you a bit of batting as well, and he provides quality 4 overs of spin. He necessarily won't be among the wickets, but he'll certainly
And a
choke the
tremendous
opposition.
fielder.
Absolutely. Again, a wonderful fielder as well. So that will be an option they can look at. But given the reputation Venkatesh Iyer has in the camp, I don't think they will drop him just yet. If they use Anukul, maybe they may use him as an impact sub. But as you rightly said, if he comes in place of Venkatesh Iyer, it adds a bit of depth in batting and bowling as well.
Yeah, fair enough. We will see what Shreyas Iyer has to do at the toss. At 3 p.m., we will get to know. But no changes for Orko in the playing 11. Going to the opponent, which is the Royal Challengers Bangalore. They have to figure out. I still back Will Jack. I think Cameron Green needs to back into the 11. Topley isn't working. Lockie Ferguson knows the Kolkata Knight Riders pretty well against this side at the Eden Garden. I think he has to play. Similarly, Karan Sharma, he needs to be introduced. What's your take on this 11, please?
Well, Eden being a graveyard for bowlers, there's no point taking excess bowlers. So I think that Topley will be dropped. Lockie will be back because he's known to the Eden conditions and the KKR team as well. And he's been doing a little bit better than the remaining fast bowlers of RCB, I would say. Even in that SRH game, he got a few wickets. So I think Green will be automatically back by benching Topley because they already have a left armer in Dayal. And that will strengthen their batting. The top five, rather, I should say, the top six looks very menacing. And if at least 3 or 4 of them get going, then RCB can be up for a big score.
Okay, so you have had your set for Royal Challenge Bangalore and the playing 11. It's time to move on to the most important, which is the predictions time now. So here is the predictions. Match number 36 Orco at the Eden Gardens afternoon game. KKR versus RCB. Give me a percentage. Is it 60-40 towards KKR or is it more?
I think 60-40 towards KKR. You can't totally write RCB off either that will give a higher percentage because they have got some talismanic players. I think 60-40 in favor of KKR is a likely possibility because they obviously are playing at home and even in day games they've got a good record. And even against this side, given the form that they are coming in, and RCB may bounce back, or if they don't, then KKR will capitalize to get the 2 points out of this game.
Okay, so you have had your say about match number one. It's time that we would definitely move on to Mullanpur and match number two. So match number two, Orko, is the Punjab Kings versus the Gujarat Titans. A very important clash, mid-table clash, I must say. Must win for both the sides. How much are you looking forward to this game? At the Mullanpur, we have seen quite a number of close encounters, but Punjab not in the winning side.
It's sad. I think Punjab should have won a number of games, but it's just that their top order has struggled a bit. They are short of runs in the top order because Bairstow hasn't worked, Russo hasn't worked, Simran is not in the runs. They are missing Dhawan as well. So the top order has to be addressed. Sam Curran also has to take a bit of responsibility with the bat. They have come so close because of the wonderful form that Ashutosh and Shashank has shown. I mean, two promising Indian finishers doing well and taking teams so close to the victory line is a wonderful sight, to be very honest. And I think if you look at the track as well, Molanpur is a wonderful track which assists both batters and bowlers. And I think that this is another cracker of a contest that is coming up.
Another cracker of a contest you're expecting. I won't waste much of a time. Let's straight away move on to the head-to-head between Punjab and GT. Here it is. They have faced each other four times, two times victorious each other. We had a wonderful game at the Narendra Modi Stadium out of the blue moon. It was Shashank Singh who made himself the name at the Narendra Modi Stadium. He won us the game against the Gujarat Titans. Now we have one more partner of him, Ashutosh Sharma, who is making a bigger name, I would rather say. Both of them heavy reliance on that, but Gujarat Titans, they made a mess out of it the previous game against Delhi Capitals. What's your take on this one? Who has a little bit of edge going on to this fixture for 2 points?
I would say Punjab has the edge because they're playing at home and they've got the bowling attack which does get wickets on time. If it's just their batting that hasn't worked, I would say the top order batting because with the kind of form Ashutosh and Shashank are showing, I think it'll be only fair if someone from the top order fires as well and then they can chase or maybe score any number of runs they want to. So they have the upper hand because they're playing at home and Gujarat obviously looks a bit down in confidence after the thrashing they received from Delhi. So they have to pull up their socks, but I still believe Punjab have the upper hand.
Lot of responsibility on the young man Shubman Gill, but probably on the other hand he might face the experience of Shikhar Dhawan, who might likely be back into the 11 for the Punjab Kings. Sam Curran has been doing a decent job as a captain as well, but we will see. But it's time to move on to the Mullanpur Stadium and its pitch report. Here is the pitch report. Four games have been played here. Two times the team batting first have defended targets, and two times the team batting second have chased down targets. Very, very fair enough. 50-50 every single corner you look into when it comes to statistics. What's your take? Do you still fancy chasing is the right thing or defending is the right thing of this new stadium?
Well, I think Punjab may look to chase because they've been doing well. They haven't really got the wins, but I think they will look to chase still because that will give them a little more idea about the conditions if they bowl first. And they have the bowlers who have been picking a lot of wickets, so certainly they will look to chase. But that being said, toss doesn't really play a big role in this because we have seen 50-50 issues in both of them. People who are chasing or batting first are still winning. I think this is a very evenly matched stadium where it assists both the batters as well as the bowlers. The dimensions are big. The pitch is not really flat. So I think that this is the kind of track that most IPL teams and stadiums should follow. So Mulanpur has set a good
Absolutely.
example for competitive cricket.
Yeah, it's a belter of a track, and I'm telling you, anything is defendable, anything is chaseable. If you have a good bowling lineup, you can defend targets. If you have a very in-depth batting lineup, you can chase down targets as well. And I absolutely agree with the Mulanpur's pitches that has been producing belter of a track. We're done with the pitch report. It's time we move on to the key learnings the team learned from the previous game. When it comes to the home side, the Punjab Kings, the opening partnership is a huge concern. Sam Curran came in to open the previous game, did not do much. Heavy reliance on Ashutosh Sharma and Shashank Singh. And Sam Curran, the captain, the vice captain, is yet to impress with both bat and ball so far.
Absolutely. The opening partnership is of utmost concern, I should say, because they tried Taide, they tried Besto, then they lost Dhawan due to injury, and they even started using Sam Curran as an opener. So they have a lot of issues. And when your team is down 14 for 4 against a team like MI, it's certainly not a good sign. And if you're reliant so much on your uncapped Indian batters down the order to score almost 70 to 80% of your runs, when you have such big names in the top order, it's certainly not a good sign. So I think they have to pull their socks up. The veterans should come into play, and if that is addressed, then Punjab becomes a very dangerous team altogether. And Sam Curran, yes, he's been doing well as a captain, but yes, if he gets into the gameplay with his batting and bowling, then they become a very dangerous side.
Absolutely. Huge money has been invested on him being the all rounder for the Punjab Kings. He has to deliver. But the two fixtures they have, Gujarat Titans at home, and then they go to the Eden Gardens to face the Kolkata Knight Riders. Two big games, at least a minimum of 2 points they can see themselves.
Certainly, I think among the two games, they will fancy their chances in this particular game because, firstly, they're playing at home and they're playing against a very depleted Gujarat side who have a lot of loopholes, especially in their batting. So, if they capitalize on that and the veterans come into play alongside the uncapped Indians who are doing so well, I think Punjab can get 2 points out of these two games.
But how did they lose the previous game against the Mumbai Indians? 4 overs, 27 was needed. How did they choke?
Well, there's something called experience, and Ashutosh certainly in the right time, or I should say in the wrong time, lacked it. So he fell at the wrong time, and if he was there till the end, they would have surely seen themselves home. Obviously, Rabada did create a bit of a chance with that magnificent six that he hit, but sadly, he could not take his team past the finishing line. So I think they will learn. These kind of players who are just new to the IPL circuit would only learn with experience, and the results will come their way.
Absolutely. And when it comes to a tail ender hitting a bouncer for a six, it always reminds me back on 2020, 2014 when Piyush Chawla hit Mitchell Johnson for a six over square leg. I'll be very, very honest with you, Orko. But two important fixtures for Punjab. Going to their opponents, which is the Gujarat Titans. Their issues have been a lot in the last game. They completely lost their plot in the last game. But top order batting did not click the previous game. Middle order failed massively. They even had an impact player of Shah Rukh Khan who failed as well. But when it comes to the bowling, they are missing Mohammad Shami huge time, but still they need early wickets in the power play.
Certainly, they are missing both their players that they have lost in the recent events that have happened. They lost Hardik, the captain, and more than the captain, they have lost an all-rounder like him who can bat anywhere if required for a responsible role or for a finishing role, and he can give you two, three
But they
quality
tried
overs
with
with the
Ashwin
ball.
Normal time, but suddenly they have dropped him.
Yeah, it's sad. He's been doing pretty well. I wouldn't say that he was too bad, but they dropped him for some reason, and now they seem a bit confused. And there are teams which have figured out how Mohit Sharma bowls. So Mohit Sharma has been going for runs. He's not someone who's getting wickets like some all-rounders were. Sorry, I mean some commentators were even saying that Mohit Sharma can be dealt with if someone sits on the back foot because we know that he's going to alternate between slow balls and
Slower balls
faster
and jumpers.
deliveries. So that is why people sit back at the back foot and they go after him. So because he's figured out they're lacking wickets up front, so that's obviously a concern that they have in the power play as well and in the death. I would say top order batting hasn't clicked because the Gill obviously has been a bit here and there in terms of form, but we never know. These are conditions that he knows. He's not new to Punjab, so I think this might be the game that will get Gill ticking.
So you're expecting Shubman Gill to get going in this game at the Mullanpur Stadium, better off a surface. But the two games they're facing the Punjab Kings on the road, and they're going to Delhi to face the Delhi Capitals. Two important games for all the three sides. I must say, mid-table clash here and there. But how much can Gujarat Titans fancy themselves? Which game are you thinking they can fancy themselves for 2 points out of these two?
Well, both are tough teams. I mean, they may end up winning none of the two because Delhi's been doing well. Punjab obviously has been here and there. We can't write Punjab off totally just by looking at the points table because they have lost very close clashes. And if they get their top order in the proper place, then they can beat Gujarat. So tough times ahead for Gujarat, I must say. And I'm not very sure that they'll end up winning both the games. Maybe one of the two, and we never know. They may win the one against Delhi.
Okay, you are not sure about Gujarat Titans and their form. We will see what happens. We're done with the key learnings. In time, we move on to the top three players to watch out for. So here are the three players I've chosen from both the sides. Prabh Singh hasn't got going when it comes to batting at number three, or opener for Punjab Kings. Sam Curran, yes. And Rajdeep Singh, I'm expecting him to perform well so that he is a contender for the T20 World Cup squad as well as my death bowler alongside Bumrah. When it comes to Gujarat Titans, Sai Sudarshan, Rahul Tewatia, somebody like a Rinku Singh who needs to face a lot of deliveries to make his name, and Rashid Khan. Six players. Sum it up for me, please.
Well, these are two teams whose batting has been a bit fragile. So certainly the bowlers who are in the frame would like to capitalize. People like Sam Curran, Arshdeep would look to get a few wickets up front, and certainly Rashid Khan as well, because his leg spin can bamboozle any opposition on its day. And off late, he's been even been doing well with the bat. So he'll be the player to watch out for among all of them. Prabh Simran's short of runs, but yes, if he gets going, he can play those cameos that can take the game out of the opposition. Sudarshan, obviously, a very stylish run bank kind of player, and I think his big scores are also due to come. And Tewatia with his big hits in the end, so he'll be a factor to watch out for. They have got two wonderful finishers, Punjab, and I think Gujarat also has two wonderful finishers in Tewatia and Rashid Khan.
If you can add Shah Rukh Khan, that makes it three, and that's a very
Absolutely.
very good batting unit for both the sides. It's just they have to click at the right time, and that's not happening for both the sides. We're done with the top three players. It's time to move on to the top three battles in this game. Here are the three battles I have chosen: a Kagisa Rabada versus Shubman Gill, a Mohit Sharma versus Liam Livingston. I was fancying a Rashid Khan versus Liam Livingston, to be honest, and a David Miller versus an Arshdeep Singh. What is your take on these three battles, and which one are you mostly excited for?
Well, obviously the one up front, because Rabada will come in and he's got a good record against Gill. He's got Gill a lot
Yep.
of times, if I'm not wrong. So Gill obviously would like to fancy his chances in this local stadium because he's not new to Punjab, and I think he will probably do well. But Rabada, if he has a say, then he can get oppositions in the mud very early. So I think that will be the battle I look for. And yes, Livingston versus Mohit Sharma will be an interesting one. Mohit Sharma with his cutters and Livingston trying to go bang bang against him. That will be
Exactly.
wonderful, wonderful affair to watch out for in the last overs. And Miller versus Arshdeep, obviously Miller likes to play those full length deliveries outside off stump, and Arshdeep targets to bowl that line. So it will be a wonderful death option as well.
Yeah, you summed it up so well, and I don't have to say anything much because that's exactly why I chose these three battles. Thank you so much, Orko, with the battles as well. It's time to move on to the predicted playing 11. Here's the predicted playing 11 for both the sides, starting with the home team, Punjab Kings. I think Shikhar Dhawan will be back for this game, but they backed Riley Russo the previous game, dropping somebody like a Johnny Besto. Did not work against the class of Jasprit Bumrah. I think he was going to get backed one more game. Talk us through this 11. Do you think Ashutosh deserves a start in the playing 11? If yes, then who gets dropped?
Well, yeah, Ashutosh, they're using him as an impact player. He can obviously give a bit with the ball as well. Maybe they can use him ahead of Harpreet Brar, but because Brar's fielding well and he gives batting and bowling, so he's been back. So he can be used the way he has been using. And I think Riley Russo will get a run because it's not fair to drop someone after just one game. So he'll be continued to be used. And I think the overall batting looks a bit fragile apart from the finishing aspect. So if the top order gets runs, if Dhawan gets back in touch, and Dhawan 2.0 of the season is seen, then obviously Punjab can get going in this game.
And huge concern has been Jitesh Sharma with his batting form.
Certainly, especially with the World Cup around the corner and a number of keepers doing well. We see Rahul doing well yesterday. We saw Samson obviously doing well in the entire tournament, I should say. Jurel's here and there. Ishan Kishan's doing well. And Dinesh Karthik, we can't forget him. So if such players are doing well and you don't, obviously Jitesh Sharma has to perform. And he's been given a long run in the recent tours as well. So obviously he has to perform in this IPL.
The Delhi Capitals fans will be angry on you, Orko. You did not name Rishabh Pant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Rishabh Pant is obviously someone they will look at. Maybe he'll be the first choice. I would say I'll prefer him a little more than DK as well because he's that left-hander in the middle order that we need. I think Rishabh Pant will obviously be backed ahead of everyone else. And yes, Jitesh Sharma, if he has to really get his place, he has to prove himself. And as of now, he has not been doing that.
Now the Delhi Capitals fans and the Indian fans will be happy about you and your comments about Rishabh Pant. Thank you so much for this one. Going to the opponents, which is the Gujarat Titans. Good 11. I think it's high time they bring back Azmatullah Omarzai. He swings the ball pretty well with the new ball as well. What's your take on this one?
Yeah, absolutely. If you bring in Omarza, you get a middle order batsman and someone who can give you 2, 3 overs of bowling, and he can also bowl in the power play because of the swing he gets. So with Miller back fit, they obviously have a big addition, and I think they may use Manohar somewhere, and even
Yep.
Tewatia and Shah Rukh Khan can add to some more finishers that they already have. They have players who can take the game, at the end overs because of the number of finishes they have. Overall, they're a balanced team. This was the team that worked for them in the 2022-23 season, but somehow they've lacked form, and if they put together a good performance, they certainly can get the points in the bag.
So you are pretty much confident Gujarat Titans can click if their batting unit does well. Similarly to the Punjab Kings, give your say when it comes to predictions time now. And here it is, match number 37, Punjab versus Gujarat at the Mullanpur Stadium. Orko, give your percentages for this game.
I would say 55-45 in favor of Punjab purely because it's a home game for them and they are
Home game.
just there. I would not say that they have been too far from winning. They have been just there, and if they get those things in place, I think they have the team and obviously the form to get past Gujarat. But that being said, Gujarat also comes with similar scenarios where they have been there, but they have received a battering in the previous game. And if they look to come back in this particular game, this will be the perfect opportunity. So I think 55-45 in favor of the home team, Punjab.
55-45 in favor of the home side, says Orko. We will see what happens at the toss at 7 p.m. We have covered both the blockbuster games of Super Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a cracking of a game at the Eden Gardens at the Mullanpur Stadium. Two wonderful games to watch out for. The neutral fans would enjoy. Sit back and enjoy this game. Before that, don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much, Orko. Thank you to everyone as well. Thank you so much, and bye bye.